Welcome to an Alpha Magnus review. Welcome. This time we're doing Dune. We got the weirdest figure that I think I've seen in a while. Randomly saw someone post that that is a Christopher Walken. My Walken's mediocre at best. He's Emperor Shaddam the Fourth. Anyway, he is in Dune, I guess. He's looking pretty good for 800 years old, because I'm pretty sure he was old in the 80s. So that's surprising. But he's right here. And we're going to make a figure. Let's take this out. Full disclosure, I already took this out of the box because I wanted to see something before I kept the figure. There's his card and his Dune stand. And then here we go. So he did have a whole bunch of things clipping him in there. Full disclosure. So here he is. This is the most boring action figure you will ever see. And the only reason you'd purchase this is if you were a weirdo like me. So congratulations. Let's take a look. He does have like a wired thing here. So this is going to be used for 3 customs, by the way. So keep an eye out. There's going to be tons of customs coming soon. Customs are kind of fueling my ambitions to do more in other things. So first thing I'm going to do is use this part, possibly the whole thing, for Sam Hain from Ghostbusters. I didn't want to use fabric, but this is like perfect. Like, I can't even argue about that. But his head is really the reason that we're here today. So, I'm trying to pull his head off without breaking it. So, he has a weird head that connects like this. I'm going to try to get this head separate from that. This is what happened last time, but that's fine. We're going to strip him down. He does have a little thing here. There we go. This is what's underneath. This is the goofiest looking thing I've ever seen. So, but it does have articulation. It's like a little ballerina man. But they did not make this, like, there's no real hip twists. Nothing here. I mean, it is a Christopher Walken figure. It surprisingly does have this cool swivel that they've been doing. There. But every twist and turn, I feel like I'm going to break this thing. There. Oof. Scary. You got a twist here. Pinned, of course, because who cares? And then there's his hand. I'm pretty sure you could swap this out with just about any Marvel Legends figure. If you got an idea what to use for this aside from that, it's going to go for Sam Hain. Whatever. Let's heat this head up. Oh, they're going to heat my head here. Oh, I did want to do this before we got too far, just in case anybody was interested, since I still have my Headless Horseman out, which I was going to do a video on this. This might be my biggest disappointment of last year's purchase. I know a lot of people really love the Mythic Legions line and everything, but for the cost of this and the fact that I could have bought up to 6 other figures, I kind of feel I let the zeitgeist hit me on this, and that's why Big Bad Toy Store put a $25 like non-refundable on it. So once I put $25 in, I was stuck. I don't hate the figure. I just I've got mixed feelings, let's say, because I guess it is a lot of the older Mythic Legion style stuff on there. But what I really wanted to do is put his head on here. I think I can take this part off. We'll just slide the horsey to the side. Just can't remember how this comes off. And if you don't like terrible Christopher Walken impressions, please move on to the next video, because this is not going to end. Every time I see his face, I just have to I need more cowbell. All right. There we go. So you can pop this little headpiece off, which is weird. I'm like, why would they do that? The only reason I could think is that if they planned on reusing this and possibly giving us another head, but that'll get it further down. So it'll fit. It'll just take some work. You'll probably have to cut this part off if you wanted to put his head on there, like on Sleepy Hollow. We'll put the meat head part back on. Put him over here. Let's heat this head up. Now, I'm not doing it for that. I'm not doing it for the Headless Horseman. You can actually still get that Headless Horseman on eBay pretty decently priced from Sleepy Hollow, the Johnny Depp movie. But that one doesn't have a regular head. It only has his monster head, so do with that what you will. All right, so I popped that off. That's what this head part looks like. It's a very small ball joint, which that's going to be a little bit of a trouble for me for what I want to do, but we're just going to start working on some stuff. Here, the real reason that I purchased this was in the inevitable future. They're most likely going to bring out a Batman Returns. And I needed to have Max Shrek here for Selena. So this ball joint is way too friggin' big. So I had glued this on, and it of course just popped right off like it was never glued on at all. But I got this from like a weird Barbie thing that I purchased. So then this is going to be specifically his tuxedo look, because I doubt that they're going to make a figure of this. If they're going to make a figure of this, it's probably going to be one of the striped suits versus this tuxedo look, which I think he had like an overshawl thing that went over him. But yeah, here he is. And the weapon of choice. This is just the Morlun figure. I had a couple of these because I planned on using them for multiple figures. And then the hands are actually translucent ones. I'm going to find more, but I wanted to find open hands. And hopefully I'll be able to find some. I thought I had a couple G.I. Joe ones that looked like they were actually like put on hand, like a glove. I know that the Hulk Hogan I have does, but those joints are completely different. So, but let's get in here. Then I got to paint this part white. So that's actually fine that this came off, because I'll paint everything but that and then put it back on. And he does have like a popped collar, so I got to figure out how I'm going to pull that off. But I've got what I need here to do Max Shrek. Somebody once told me the world is going to roll me. Yeah. So be glad you're not my significant other, because that's going to be a nonstop. Every time I see this face, I'm just going to break into that. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. Yeah, there it is. There is the weird, super weird Mcfarlane. Pop that back on. Like, this doesn't even need to be here. This doesn't really even turn much. Like, I don't get what that is. But we're gonna try to pop this off and replace this with that, so that I don't have to do as much work. We'll do that in another video. But for now, we've got a Max Shrek, and hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment. Till next time, I'm Alpha Magnus. That's Christopher Walken.